Excellent. Well, welcome everybody to Marla Durden, being the tree of life, embodying your inner evergreen. And I'm so excited because this has been, there's been a couple of hiccups in that I was trying to get Marla a while back, and then it was like one thing, these are just like the times we live in. Um, There's a lot that can be said about Marla, but I've got a story that I wanted to share. I'm one of the organizers for the Fairy Congress. This year, there was a lot of hiccups. There was COVID. There was people and we had a ritual to do, a Saturday night ritual. I hear that Marla, you took over that one and you whipped it into shape. You single-handedly put the Saturday night ritual together. Thank you. So Marla Durden, modern root woman, um, artist, social activist. Thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing your gifts with us.
Oh, thank, thank you, Jan, for the invitation. Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, your screen just froze. Okay. Let's try this.
Okay, we're going to try this again. So thank you, Jan. I'm so happy the Fairy Congress people are my people. Y'all are my people because we love the Fae, right? And we have our connection and our relationship with nature. And so what we're going to do today is we are going to have an experience of being in a poem by a poet named Joyce Rupp. But before we do that, I'd like to invite you to just join me in taking a nice long deep breath in, out, and letting it out with a sigh and a shake. You ready? Let's do that. And do one more of those just for you. One more just for you. Good, wonderful. One of the things that Jan didn't share with you that I'll put into the space right now because I feel like it's relevant is I do something called interplay. And interplay is a system of forms where we playfully unlock the wisdom of the body. And I also do ceremonial leadership, ceremonial facilitation, which I've been doing for a number of years. And I love mixing those things together because we find if you do something with movement or dance, you learn it like 3 times as fast. And so it's about engaging the body, right? And the body carries the subconscious. And if we engage the body, then the body has it. And we don't have to necessarily even think about it anymore. The body will continue to take us in the direction that we're thinking as long as we don't interrupt it. So I just wanted to say that. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to read this poem. But before we do that, let's do a little acknowledgement. So would you join me in just taking a nice long deep breath and closing your eyes and feeling your feet on the floor, your bottom in the chair. And just as you're breathing, feeling your breath sinking into the earth through your feet. And as you're breathing in, feel the energy of the earth coming up with your breath into your body, bringing you this nourishment and connection that is always here for us. Breathing in the love that is here for you. Acknowledging that the breath, the air that we breathe is from the trees who love us and the good earth who loves us. and our faith family and friends who love us. So I invite you to just take a moment and breathe in the love that is here for you and send your love back. Inhaling love and exhaling love. And we acknowledge that we are connected to all of life, that the winged ones are here for us, the four-leggeds, the creepy crawlies, that the water beings, the rivers, the streams, the oceans, the ponds, the lakes. We're breathing in and acknowledging them with our own silent prayer of gratitude. We acknowledge the land, the valleys, the mountains, the deserts, the prairies, all of the places in between. And we acknowledge the great celestial ones, the great cosmic beings that support us every day. Take a moment and be in gratitude and feel the love that is here for you. And with your next breath, I invite you to breathe all of this energy into the skin that you are in. Feeling this love now tingling through your skin. Feeling your bones vibrating with this love and sense of connection. And with your next breath, I invite you to thank your body for being here, for showing up for you. And thank yourself, your body, mind, and spirit for showing up for you. And now I invite you to set an intention for yourself. It can be anything at all. You showed up here for a reason. What would you like to feel or be or experience or know at the end of this call? And breathing a breath of gratitude here, because when we are in gratitude, the body knows it is done. And gently, I invite you to let that go. Begin to open your eyes. You stretch if you need to. Look around your space. Good. And into the window. Hello, friends. Evergreen. Evergreen. Silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within me, an evergreen grows strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong. She is evergreen. She lives in me. Take a moment and breathe that in. Evergreen. silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within me, an evergreen grows. Strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong. She is evergreen. She lives in me. I'd like to invite you now to bring your awareness here. And for a moment, I'd like for you to think about a time when you felt strong or resilient, a memory that brings you joy or confidence. Allow this memory to open for you and breathe it deeply into your body. And now allow this memory and this feeling to synthesize itself down to one word or phrase. It could be joy, it could be connection, it could be love, whatever it is for you. Allow this feeling to come into one word. And breathe that word in. And bring yourself back here. Wendy and Carol, I'd like to invite you to open your cameras if you feel comfortable doing so. Welcome. Thank you. So wonderful to see your beautiful faces. So we're going to do something now called, this is a community-based thing, right? We're in community here in the Fairy Congress. And so we're going to do something called name and gesture. And before we do that, I just want to know, where's everybody zooming in from? And so we're going to go around the circle, and I'll just call your names to help it be easy, and then we'll come back to this. So Lindsay, and you're muted.
So I'm in Springfield, Oregon. I happen to be, my little puppy said he wasn't going to sit still anymore, so we're outside. And I am delighted to hear what you have to say.
Thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay, where are you calling in from?
I am in Bow, Washington, just north of Seattle.
Wonderful, thank you. Welcome, Erica.
I'm in Colorado, a little north of Denver.
Wonderful, welcome, Annie.
I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona, with the largest stand of ponderosa pine in the world, which is evergreen.
Beautiful, wonderful, Annie. Thank you. Lori.
I am in Portland, Oregon, not far from Mount Tabor and Laurelhurst Park, which all have beautiful trees.
Beautiful, wonderful, welcome. Jan.
I'm zooming in from Seattle, Washington, and I'm in this amazing crossroads of airplanes, traffic, just a lot of crossroads.
Welcome, Jan. Carol.
I'm in Renton, Washington, and I also I work at the 737 factory, so airplanes, yes, definitely happening right now.
Yes, thank you. And I'm Marla, and I am from Seattle, but at the moment I'm in Mexico, Aja Heat, Mexico, which I'm absolutely loving. And there are evergreen palm trees here. Isn't that beautiful?
Nice.
So let's take a deep community breath together. What I love about doing the breath, we can be all over the world, but if we take one breath together, we're in community. So would you join me in one breath? Ready, and letting it out with a sigh and shake. So I would like to remind you of the prompt that I gave you before, is to think about a time when you felt strong or resilient, where you were in touch with your own evergreen nature, a memory, and allow that feeling or that memory to synthesize itself into one word. And what we're going to do is something called name and gesture check-in. And I'll show you, I'll start, and then I'll call on people. Okay. So it goes something like this. Peace. Peace is my word, peace. And it's Marla. And then you mirror that back to me. So if you would please open up your mics. Just bear with me. There's a reason for that. Jan is like, what? So peace is my word, and it's Marla, and then you go Marla.
Love.
Beautiful.
Love.
Thank you. Lori.
The word first. Strength. Strength.
Strength.
Right.
Strength.
Lori.
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 Annie.
Healing.
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 Yeah.
Healing.
Healing.
Annie.
Yanni.
Annie.
Carol.
Love.
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 Beautiful. Thank you. Jan.
The word is resilience. Jan.
Jan. Resilience. Jan.
John. Resilient.
Wendy.
The word is joy. Joy.
Joy.
Joy.
Joy.
Wendy.
Wendy. Joy.
Joy. Wendy. Joy. Erica.
The word is integrity.
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 Integrity. Erica.
Erica.
Beautiful. Lindsay.
Victorious.
Victoria.
Aria.
Victorious.
Victorious.
Aria. Lindsay.
Nice.
Lindsay.
Beautiful. Yay, us. Look at all of this strength and beauty and resilience and peace and love. Let's take a breath to that. Good. So I'm going to put up a photograph here. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This evergreen tree. Beautiful. I'm going to read, I'll be reading this poem a number of times today. I'm going to read this poem, and then I'm going to invite you to, I'm sweet put. I'll go from here. So look at this tree, and I invite you to breathe in and feel the energy of this evergreen in yourself as it grows. Evergreen, silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within me, an evergreen grows, strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong. She is evergreen. She lives in me. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into connection rooms with a partner. And this will be an opportunity for you to share a little story about either an evergreen moment for yourself or what this poem brings up for you. Okay? Just a few minutes, just to go a little bit deeper with a partner and connect and talk about what this is for you. Let's see what we have here. And it's going to be about 3 or 4 minutes, just a time. So make sure you say hello to your partner, know their name, and then take turns. And I'll give you a little prompt to say, make sure the second person has started. So we have Carol and Erica, Annie and Lindsay, and Lori and Wendy. You ready? Enjoy. How about you, Jan? I know you're busy facilitating.
Oh, no, actually, no. One thing, sometimes when you were reading the poem, your voice got quiet and you kind of leaned away from the microphone.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But talking about trees, so growing up in Norway, the image that came to mind, so I spent a lot of, my family was kind of crazy, so I would spend time with the trees. And I remember once I was cross-country skiing and it was a full moon. And so the full moon would like glitter off the snow. And these trees stood around me like sentinels. And they're all evergreen trees. And that was my family. But that image was like so. Yeah, I remember another time, God, I've got these images of trees. I went on a little road trip and I was in the Sequoia National Park and I came in there kind of late and I put out my sleeping bag and I slept in the middle of this grove of sequoia trees. The huge, like ancient, and I slept so well.
Oh my goodness, with them guarding over you.
Oh, it was just like, God, I need to find a grove of like, I want to sleep in like oak trees or trees. Yeah.
Beautiful.
How about you?
For me, the thing I want to reflect on is when I first came to the Pacific Northwest, many, many years ago now, the presence of the trees. Like, I was from Texas, from Houston. There's nothing, there's pine, but it's not like the Northwest. And when I came to the Northwest and met these trees, I mean, it was the first time that I felt like no, that's not true. Because I was about to say it was the first time I felt like these are really beings, but that's not true because I felt that as a child. But it was like the first time I had this sense with evergreen trees I mean, I'd never experienced these giant beings, these living beings, and it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. Okay, just let them know that, make sure the next person goes. Yeah, and for me, I felt like that was one of the things that it was like a shift for me that you know how you look back and you realize like there was a time that something was really shifting and you didn't know it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And for me,
So,
it was the whole rainforest.
ooh.
I mean, I felt like I had
Yeah.
died and gone to heaven. Like this is what heaven must be like,
Oh, wow.
right?
You really are a fairy. Yeah, the whole rainforest is spectacular. That's yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, it's so interesting. I was thinking about this, like the fairy congress people are really my people. Like, you know, even though I do interplay and I have all these interplay people in my life, it's the fae. I'm a fae. We're fae, right?
Yeah. The fairy
Yeah.
congress are my people too. It's kind of funny, you know, like when they really
All right,
are.
let's
Yeah.
see here. I'm gonna say, notice, and um, thing- yeah, there's a lot of magic here too. There's so much magic in Mexico and the land. It's amazing. Oh,
I have no idea what's the, can you put the name of the place in the chat? I want to like, I have no, my geography of Mexico is very limited.
yeah, it's on Lake Chapala, which is south of
Is that
Guadalajara.
how you spell it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
Okay. Good. Yeah, it's pretty fabulous. It is really, like, I don't want to come back.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I'll be living in two places now, Seattle and Mexico.
Oh, so you're still paying rent in Seattle?
No, I sublet it.
Oh, sweet.
Welcome back, friends. How was that? You got some good stories to tell?
Yeah.
Right? Would anyone like to share a noticing, just something that you noticed for yourself or a feeling, just from anything so far, or sharing that story? And you can just raise your hand. Go ahead.
Annie and I ended up talking about ponderosa pines versus western red cedar are both evergreens, but they're quite different in their character. Because ponderosas are very solar, and I don't know. Yeah, that's the best word I have to. They're very solar, whereas cedars are much more lunar. Or yeah, I guess I could say the ponderosa are fire, and the cedars are water. But both of them are evergreens, and that was really interesting to notice.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lindsay. Who else?
Well, I would say I loved hearing the story, and I loved reaching into connection with a beautiful ancient evergreen that I used to visit at Still Meadow Retreat Center. So thank you for that experience and that memory.
You're welcome. Thank you, Wendy. Well. Are you leaning forward, Erica, to share, or are you just leaning forward?
I was leaning forward to share, and I don't want to share what's not mine to share. I'm noticing in like these groups, sometimes there's so much resonance with what the other person said. And that happened in this one for me, that I want to be mindful of not sharing too much of someone else's experience.
But you can share your experience of their experience.
I can. And I think what I'd like to say about it is that sometimes living in a suburban community, I can feel a little cut off from nature. And I live somewhere where I back to a waterway that it is an agricultural runoff, and I imagine it could be such a beautiful little stream, but really it's a polluted agricultural runoff, you know. And the trees generally have been planted in a very park-like way. And so I can feel this disconnection, and I can also, like, I felt very lucky in my life recently to have asked for help around connecting and to have places like open up to me. Like, here is a place where you can go that's close to where you live that is beautiful. And I can sit with this tree, even though in some ways I live in a place that I would say is not particularly beautiful. Like just right here. If I step out on the grass, it's going to have goat heads and I'm going to get hurt. Yeah, so something like that. And that the trees really do open up and gift something in terms of an energy that I can't do without it. Like earthing is like a real thing. And if I don't get earth, then I like spin off into nowhere. Like I don't, yeah, I can't do it without them.
Beautiful. Thank you, Erica. Who else? And you don't all have to share. I'm just making sure that we have space for everyone who wants to share.
Well, I'll talk. I really enjoyed hearing what Erica said about her experience with the evergreens, and I started to remember that I've kind of felt that before, and I am having a hard time in this area finding my place. I've literally thrown prayers out, and I just haven't found my place. And she inspired me to, after this meeting, go out there and focus literally on the tree energy. Just, I haven't really picked a tree, but like just focus on that type of energy and see if I can find a connection that way. And it was really inspiring to hear that. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Good. Are we done with this part? Anyone else? Annie, would you like to share? Lori, Jan, anything at all? Just opening space for you. You don't have to.
I'll share a little bit. I recently did a training, and for whatever reason, I've never really connected deeply to trees very much. That is clearly changing, because when I took my last walk over in Laurelhurst, I was suddenly drawn to look at a pair. I think they're Western red cedars, and they're literally a twin matched pair. And I was drawn to them and drawn to sit between them. And I had some Celtic music that just popped up on my phone and played it. And I know that I am to go back and do something with these trees. And it's really, I'm just thoroughly amazed all the time how these kinds of things are opening up as I open up more. So thank you, thank you for making me remember how important it is to be with trees.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lauren. So let's take another community breath together. You ready? So we're going to do a little journey now to our own evergreen tree of life. And so I'd like to invite you to find a spot that feels good to you. You can lay down if you like. You can turn your camera off if that makes you feel better. And just find a spot to really rest in. I'm just going to give you a second to do that. And as you are getting yourself settled, I invite you to bring your awareness and attention to your breath, making sure that you're taking nice, long, deep breaths, deep belly breaths. Acknowledging your body for the gift of breath. This breath you're breathing now is one of 22,000 breaths we take a day without our bodies, without our ever having to think about it. Our bodies breathe for us. Say thank you to your body for this gift of the breath. And as you're hearing this, your heart is beating 1, 2, 3 of over 100,000 beats a day without your ever having to think about it. We breathe in 25 million liters, 25 million liters of oxygen every day. Our cells now are remaking our bodies, remaking our organs with the energy that we give it. Just take a moment and be in gratitude for your body. And if you are laying down, or if you're sitting in a chair, I'd like to invite you to imagine that there are cords of energy growing out of the bottoms of your feet and the tip of your tailbone, deep into the earth, like the roots of a tree. With each breath, I invite you to dig your roots in deeply. And another breath, allowing your roots to go in even more deeply. And notice that the earth is ready for you. The soil has been prepared to receive you, to hold you, just enough that you feel held, yet still free to move. So I invite you to feel your roots, maybe wiggle them around a little bit, and feel the love that is here for you. Digging your roots in a little bit more deeply. Imagine that you have tap roots that are going even more deeply into the earth, seeking out those underground artesian springs of mineral-rich water to drink from. And as you find your own spring, drink deeply through your roots, allowing it to come up into your body, bringing this energy and this love and this connection from deep into the earth, the ancient waters of wisdom, into your bodies, into your waters. And now I invite you to imagine, as you are holding yourself rooted deeply, that your body is the trunk of a great tree, strong yet supple, able to bend with the winds of change. Feel your strength and your resilience in your body, in your bones. And now imagine above your head is a glorious crown of branches and leaves, stretching towards sky, drinking the energy of the sun and the celestial ones, feeling the wind as it blows through your leaves and your branches. Maybe you have birds or squirrels that live in your crown. Feel yourself as you're stretching deep into the earth and stretching towards sun and sky, opening to receive from both sides. And breathing in the energy of the earth now, allow it to rise up through your body like sap rises in a tree, pushing up and out anything that no longer serves, out through your crown, popping off your branches and leaves like rain, so that now you can drink in more energy from the earth, up through your beautiful trunk, out through your branches and leaves, where it pops off like rain, completing a toral field, so that now you can again bring in more healing energy, releasing that which no longer serves you. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhaling deeply, drinking of this love and this energy of the earth. Allowing the sap to rise and push up and out anything that no longer serves you. As you breathe, feeling your tree become stronger, being nourished, remembering feel your body as it remembers its connection to all things, sinking your roots into the mycelium that runs throughout our realm, connecting us all. Feel your connection. And through this connection, drink in the love that is here for you. Feel the suppleness and the strength. Feel the enduring energy of life with each breath. Feeling your body remembering your bones are tingling now with this energy of love, of connection, of resilience, of strength, of beauty. And as you breathe in, feel this energy vibrate through every cell, bringing new life to every organ. Continuing to breathe this in and out. Sending your own evergreen love. Evergreen, silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within you, an evergreen grows, strong, tall, resilient, always singing life. Your stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. You are strong. You are evergreen. You are living. Breathe all of this in. Invigorating your evergreen. Acknowledging its strength, its resilience, its love. And with your next breath, I invite you to take a long, deep breath in. And in your own way, say a silent prayer of gratitude to and for your evergreen. And now take a moment and listen. What does your evergreen have to say to you? What message does she, he, or it have for you? Listen with your whole being. And breathing in this message deeply. Once again, offer a prayer of gratitude to your evergreen. And now I invite you to wiggle your fingers and your toes, wiggling those roots. And as you're wiggling them, saying thank you and goodbye for now to your mycelium and earth friends. I invite you to gently begin to squirm and shake your beautiful, glorious, resilient trunk, wiggling the beautiful crown. Gently opening your eyes and looking around your space. Out the window. And into this window. Welcome back, my friends. So I'm going to put on a piece of music now, and this will be an opportunity for you to journal. You can move or dance. You can, whatever feels good in your body, but please don't lay down and close your eyes. We want you to come back here. So I'm going to put on a piece of music. It'll be about 10 minutes, and this is an opportunity for you to write the messages that you received or anything that you notice.
galactic.
Hold on a minute. like to invite you to begin to come back. Welcome back, everyone. How are we doing?
Good.
Good, excellent. Let's take one of those community breaths together. Will you take one with me? You ready? So I'll open the space. Would anyone like to share anything? Just briefly, and then we're going to do some connection when we come back again. Carol.
Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful workshop. I got a lot out of it. I think I've needed it for quite a while. So I ended up finding myself with the meditation, doing what you were asking us to do. And I just felt myself running into some black energy below me. And I thought, oh, okay. I'm a trained psychic. So I made kind of a portal from that black energy up to the galactic center and had that energy move out. And then you always got to fill it, right? So I brought in some white light through my body and filled that void up with white light. Then you ended up using the word center, and I went, oh, thank you, because I could feel the energy like off center of my body. So I literally got it all centered with me, and it felt great. And I felt this white, connection between source and the center of the earth. And it felt good. And I thought, man, I think that's one reason why I'm here. I needed to do this. I needed this workshop to inspire me to go there, because I think this part of the earth needed that. And I also felt when I felt that light, the centeredness, I felt a huge our earth spirit standing next to me. And I just felt like I got its blessing, like, this is good, and it just, yeah, it was good. I really, I've been feeling so empty since I've lived here. And it's like, oh my God, thank you. So yeah.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you, Carol.
Yeah.
Who else?
I'll share. The words "I can fly" came to me. I'm a person who has grounded energy, and the thing is, like, I keep going deeper and deeper into the earth. Like, it starts out as like, do I feel my feet on the ground? Yeah. Do I feel the like mycelial connections and the roots? Yeah. Do I feel the aqueducts and bedrock? And like, the center of the earth is molten lava, and it's transformational power. And when I tap into that, there's this feeling like I am both, like, this, like, the image that comes to me is like a whole continent full of interconnected trees, and it looks like lace work from the sky. And I can be a part of that, but I can also be one of those birds and squirrels jumping around in the canopy. And I recently almost fell off the earth, and that's one of the things that keeps coming to me, is this like flying. Like, I need to learn how to fly. Like, it's not enough for me to just ground in, that I am meant to both do this and to do this and dance. So that's what came to me.
Beautiful. Thank you, Erica. Hello.
I can share. Just the journey itself just felt very nourishing, and it was in the movement part that I really felt myself start to flow, like the cedar. And it's like, yeah, and it was just one of these associations just coming up about like resilient and strong doesn't mean stiff and hard. It can also mean like water is incredibly resilient. It can work its way into places even when you don't want it to. But yeah, so that was a really lovely exploration. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lindsay. Annie, you look like you were leaning forward. And then you, Wendy.
Hi. I'm leaning forward because I think my ears are full of gook. I have COVID for the first time. Yeah, yeah, and I've been on the couch for this is the third day. So it was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. This whole thing, this smorgasbord of love. It was beautiful. When we were doing the meditation on being in the tree, the roots being rooted, going up, I started to feel my spine lifting up, and it was like this, I was up in the air, the branches, and then you said, get rid of what you don't need. And I said, oh, that's exactly where I'm at. And so instead of journaling, I got up and I did Qigong. And it was just so beautiful because that was exactly what I needed. I haven't moved, and this is day 3. So I I specifically asked for healing today, and it was a selfish, I think, a little self because I can't function, and I'm being healed. And this was a beautiful way to do it. Thank you. I feel better. I actually have energy to even talk. So thank you. This was very beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome.
Wendy.
I'm so happy, Annie, that you're claiming your power and your healing. Awesome. What my experience in the journey, I felt as if I was opening up bigger and bigger, like as a tree self, I could feel the connection with all the different other tree selves, that many of which were humans and some of which were trees. And that was really beautiful. But then I noticed once I opened up that far, there were so many different energies everywhere. And so the ancient tree that I had connected with earlier today said, humans get sucked in by the vortexes of all the energy swirling around, other humans having moments of stress or anger or whatever. So the ancient tree was saying, root back in and feel your strength. And remember, you don't have to tune into those other things. You can tune into what you're doing right now. And I thought that was an excellent reminder in that moment. So I just wanted to speak that into our beautiful group. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. I got a similar message too, like all this worry, all of this. What is that? You don't need that. You don't need that. Thank you. Jan, Lori, did we get everyone? Did anyone else want to share?
Yeah, I want to chime in. That was really beautiful in terms of I was merging with this like beautiful sequoia tree, like or redwoods, just like these like huge, but to be able to be grounded and receive starlight through the branches at the same time and have the mycelium, take that starlight down through the mycelium and then bring it up. And I think a lot of times, usually I'm in the dirt, I'm in the ground, or I'm in kind of up in the stars. I have a difficulty like doing both. And the tree was like, like, pay attention. You can do this. Like if you're going to be, these trees are like kings. They're huge sentinel beings that bring energy down, they bring energy up, they merge it. There's so much. Their sap is like blood. So they're like, yeah, for me, I need to go to the forest and hang out with, like, be surrounded by these trees that are connected to stars and rooted in earth. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good.
Thank you, Jan. Is that everyone? Good. So let's take a deep breath together. Right, just to metabolize all of that together. Evergreen, silent sentinel of hope through all seasons. Somewhere deep within me, an evergreen grows, strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Her stout-hearted green endures, thrives amid winter wilds. She is strong. She is evergreen. She lives in me. I would like to bring your attention to strong, tall, resilient, always singing of life. Just take a moment and think about that. Always singing of life. What is the life that is singing through you? What is the life that wants to be sung through you? What is the song of life ringing through your tree? We're going to go into breakout rooms for just a few minutes. We're going to go back with the same partner. And what I'd like you to do is to share with each other. Actually, we're going to do it this way. We're going to make a little game out of it. So who would like to demonstrate this little game with me? Just raise your hand. Or I can pick somebody. Annie, great. You are feeling better, aren't you? So open your mic. So this is something you know about this, Lindsay and Jan. I could talk about. And I could talk about is just the headline, right? I could tell a whole story about it, but I'm just going to give you the headline. And so we're going to do some I could talk about what is the life that is being sung or wanting to be sung through us, right? What is life calling us? So I could talk about living in Mexico. You say I could talk about Annie.
Oh, I can talk about living amongst the ponderosa pine.
I could talk about working on another book.
I can talk about, I can't wait to read it.
I could talk about getting out into the forest on the mountain here.
I can talk about living in the forest and loving the mountain.
Okay, so you see, this is how you go back and forth and you do a few of those. And then you're each going to tell a little story about what's being one of those. And I mean, when I mean little story, we call it like a 3-sentence story, just a little telling about one of those or something else that comes up. You got it? Okay. So we're going to go back into the breakout rooms and it's going to be just about, not very long, maybe 5 minutes. Maybe 3. I'll let you know when we're almost ready to go. You ready? Enjoy. Jan, what could you talk about?
I can talk about being majestic.
I could talk about speaking, like really working on my speaking business, being a speaker.
I can talk about rolling around in the dirt.
I could talk about making love.
I can talk about admiring beauty.
I could talk about sitting in the thermal hot springs.
I can talk about smelling pine needles.
I could talk about doing ceremony in the forest.
I can talk about running with dogs.
You want to do a little telling now? Doesn't it feel good to talk about that? Just to bring it up, like, I mean, I know from my body's like, yes, yes, yes. Because it's life, right? It's life calling us. Would you like to
Well,
do
life is just so sensuous and so, but it's that starlight and dirt and soil and mushrooms and starlight and mushrooms and dirt and granite and galaxies and 10 billion stars and insects and centipedes and ground moles and marmots and glaciers and waterfalls and steam baths and beauty.
I am feeling like, first of all, I'm having like a huge deja vu, like huge, like, to get like doing this. I'm like, what's going on? So I saw this in a dream months ago. Isn't that funny? You know what? I want to create a community, a Fairy Congress community here.
Here in Mexico? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I want to do. That's my story. Yeah.
My story comes back to I'm gonna like admiring beauty and admiring, there's sometimes I look at my partner and just the beauty and the resilience. Like we both like overcome illnesses that could have taken us down. But there's that like, no, like this is not taking me down. There's a beauty of standing and dancing and making love and smelling beautiful food and making beauty and being beauty and walking in beauty. That's just beautiful.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
You create beauty wherever you walk. You just do it. That's who you
Exactly.
are. That's nature.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, y'all came back early.
We were ready.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just sit here together as we're waiting another 25 minutes for everyone else.
So is it mainly palm trees where you are? Are there other trees too? Are there any pine trees, Marla, where you are?
I haven't seen any pine trees, but I haven't been I haven't been way up into the mountains yet.
Right, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but I think that there are pine trees here. I just haven't seen any.
Right.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. How was it? Some good good life coming
Yeah.
forth. Would anyone like to share any brief noticings from that, or like, what you noticed, or any surprises, or what life is coming forth for you now?
Well, I heard the most beautiful story. It's not mine to share, but it brought me great joy. And just as we came out of the breakout room, the question was asked, what kind of offerings do my allies love? And they love some kind of alcoholic drink that makes me think of the season that we're in. And they love some kind of a sweet thing that brings me joy to give them for that season. So I'll answer that question since I was just saying that as we came out of the room.
Beautiful. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Lori.
I'll follow on Wendy because I was the one who asked that question. I am consistently becoming more and more aware of the process of reciprocity and gifting. So that's something that I am realizing as I deepen my work that I need to do. So I was very happy that Wendy gave me, she kind of rang the bell, because when she said that, I immediately thought about, like having a bottle of wine on hand and having some special cookies on hand that aren't for me, but holding a place in my house, in my apartment, where they can receive some of the good energy from maybe some of the things that I already have, some crystals and things like that, and then take them with me when I go out and explore or walk in the woods or whatever it is.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you so much. We'll take one more before we close. Anyone else would like to share anything? No? Okay. All right, my friends. So here's what I'd like to invite you to do. Before we go to close, I just want to say thank you for being here, for taking time out of your day to honor your evergreen and to nurture new life within yourself. Thank you for being here with me. I'm so honored. I have a program that's starting next month called the Magical You Circle, and I'd love to invite you to come, and I'll put it in. You can find. I'll put it. Okay, here we go. In the chat, and you can go and look at it, or go to my website from there. Where's the chat? There we go. Oh, the poem is Evergreen by Joyce Rupp. And I'll actually give it right now too. There we go. And it's in the chat as well. Got it? So I'd like to invite you, we're going to be just a couple of minutes over. I hope that's okay. I want to invite you to remember that our arms are the branches of our trees, right? And these are the leaves. So I invite you to just take a moment and stretch your branches out wide and far. Have you seen how far you can go? Are you wiggling those little leaves, right? And feeling the air around you? Yeah. And maybe take one of those leaves and make a shape. And maybe touch yourself with the leaf. Maybe move your leaves slow and smooth. or jerky and fast. And I'm going to put on a little piece of music, and we're going to close with a little tree dance. And maybe you'll see a tree in a window that has a movement that you love, and maybe you can mimic that or say, hey, I see you, and hello, right? So I invite you to find a place to begin your tree dance. And just a short one to close. Beginning to find your ending. Take a moment to have what you're having. Making sure you're breathing. And once again, thanking your body for being here for you. And I thank you for being here for you. Thank you for showing up today. It was so fun. Such an honor. If you like, you can leave your email in the chat. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you, Jan, for hosting. Thank you, Lindsay, for your leadership. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Marla. It was lovely.
Thank you, Marla.
Thank you.
For the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.